Hello and welcome to Agribusiness Entrepreneurship 388. I'm Kelsey Foster and I will be your instructor for this shortened 10-week course. I'll start off by introducing myself before we get started, just so you can get a better idea of who I am and my perspective on things. So I was raised with my three sisters in Berwyn, Nebraska, and I graduated from Broken Bow in 2013. I then went to UNL and majored in horticulture and minored in leadership and entrepreneurship. I graduated from there in May of 2017 and came right back to the family farm in central Nebraska. Here we specialize in native grass and wildflower seed production and grow cover crops for seed. This includes buckwheat, rye, oats, and hairy vetch. We're also starting to dive into livestock, integrating that onto our farm. We manage our neighbor's cow-calf herd from the spring through the fall on our pasture. And I also started some free-range pasture chickens in an enterprise that now consists of 300 egg-laying chickens. We're considering starting some broilers next spring for meat on a larger scale, but we aren't really good at butchering right now. So that's on a it's not on the back burner, but it's maybe on the middle burner for right now. Also within the next month, I'm purchasing a flock of hair sheep and some guard dogs so we can start the grass-fed lamb production on the farm. And I'm getting married in a couple weeks, so it's a pretty busy time. But that's enough about me. Let's hop into the course. As you know, it's titled Agribusiness Entrepreneurship 388. Now, this is a great course to take, whether you're just interested in entrepreneurship or you're fully invested in it as a career path down the road, or if you're in the thick of it right now. There's several takeaways that we're going to be working with through this course. First of all, we're going to be working on growing your entrepreneurial mindset. So wherever you're at, hopefully you'll be able to develop it along the way. Second, we're going to develop and validate a business idea for you, or maybe multiple if you can't validate the original one through our customer discovery, competitor discovery, and a lot of other segments we'll work on throughout the semester. One thing I should mention is that the first step you should always take when you start or are thinking about starting a business is to do the type of customer discovery that we'll be working on in this course. It's proven to be very successful in the long run to get customers before you even start your business, which is pretty exciting. Also, if you already have a business started, this is going to be a great course for you to take. You can either diversify your business or grow your business through finding different customer segments. There's a lot of different options we can have for you to get something great out of the course as well. You're also going to be doing a lot of work with a mentor that you choose for yourself. There's a lot of other things in the syllabus all outlined specifically when we get there, but first I'd like to reinforce that this class is a shortened 10 weeks, with the idea that this course will be over before all your other college classes get busy with group projects and finals. So if we front-end load this class, it'll be over before all the craziness starts, theoretically. So now on to the syllabus. As you can see from my desktop here, this course was meant to empower enterprise builders. I'd highly encourage you to check out the Engler website. If you aren't a part of Engler yet, you can look into the program a little further so you can see if you'd like to join. Next, I've listed my contact information. If you ever need to get a hold of me, my email is here and my cell number is here. You can call or text me anytime at this number. I have specific office hours when I'll be answering emails, grading papers, and stuff like that. So this would be a great time to get a hold of me. I'm also fully open to schedule a FaceTime or a Zoom meeting with you individually or with a small group, whatever you prefer. Just make sure you set up the appointment via text or email about when you'd like to meet. I'd love to chat with you about course content and about continuing to develop your business idea or any other questions that come up along the way. And if you aren't familiar with Zoom, what I just mentioned, it's what I'm recording on right now, and it's basically another video conferencing software program. So next, I mentioned some of the learning outcomes of the course, but I've also listed some more in the syllabus. we're going to first be working on your individual entrepreneurial mindset, and also discussing and defining entrepreneurship as it relates to an idea unique to you. So a big part of this course is that you need to come into it with a great idea or what you think is a great idea at the time. We can then help validate the idea and maybe grow it so you can start it one day. Or maybe we'll define it as a not so great idea or a not great idea at this time and place. We're going to work on problem identification and solution development, which is a huge part of starting a business. You'll always start by finding a problem and coming up with a creative, unique solution that'll really drive home the point of solving that problem for your customers. Again, creation of ideas with opportunity and personal strengths in mind. And customer discovery, is a huge part of this course. It's going to be one of the main takeaways you'll get. Since this is an agricultural course, a lot of you are coming from or returning to family operations, and so I want to provide some course content for you as well to hopefully bring back to that operation and improve it. I have a little bit of personal experience when it comes to that. And finally, we're going to be working to solve some society issues that include research, networking, and collaborative skills. And this will come from your mentoring opportunities as well, and I'll talk about that here in a second. So now that we've gone through all our learning outcomes, let's go through the course schedule, which is what you're going to be really paying attention to in these next few weeks. Just angle my computer down a little bit so you can see me. Okay, so I've listed this schedule as putting the week number here with the starting date, the corresponding Monday, and then we'll be talking about our lecture topics each week in this column, and then our assignments due on Friday each week in this column. All assignments are due on Fridays at 11:59 p.m. So let's quickly go over this so that you can get a better idea of what to look forward to this semester. So week 1, we've already been through our instructor introduction, the syllabus, and the course objectives. We're on the schedule now. And we'll go into the logistics for the class here in a second, and then be discussing our Mindset Part 1 lecture. So this you will find in the same place where you found the lecture for this class, or for this lecture. So your week 1 lecture tab will be right here. And under this tab, you will find both this course introduction video, which you must have found, and also the Mindset Part 1 video. And you only need to watch the 9 minutes and 53 seconds because the last portion describes an old assignment that I've taken out of the course for this semester. So these 2 different lectures are what are required in week 1. And then for your assignments due, you'll have your student introduction. You'll be reading 3 articles and writing a reflection on those articles. And we'll go into those assignments here in a second, but let's continue with the course schedule for now. So in week 2, we'll dive into our idea work. So that idea you're bringing into the class, we're going to work on fleshing it out a little more and defining it and giving a lot of details in week 2 to be putting into your idea statement that's due at the end of week 2. Handy how that works. So we're also going to be working on innovation and idea development topics in our lecture, and be going into the second and last part of our entrepreneurial mindset lecture series. Again, in week 2, you'll have an article to read and a reflection to write, as well as that idea statement I mentioned, and a sign-up opportunity and requirement for a week 3 Zoom meeting with myself. So in this meeting, we're going to be going over your idea statements. I'll read them over the weekend, write some comments and questions to help you develop it further, maybe give you some ideas of where to take it, that kind of thing. But it's just going to be one-on-one with me. They're going to be 5 to 10 minutes long, not a big commitment. You'll have lots of different time slots to sign up for. So those will be taking place in week 3. That will also give us a chance to meet face-to-face through a screen, if that makes sense. Okay, and in week 3, we're also going to be diving into our mentor plan. So I mentioned you're going to be finding a mentor for yourself this semester. And the key to that is someone who's a couple steps ahead of you in your career, path that you're interested in or industry that you're interested in, and someone who you really respect and admire and who could give you some good advice and has time to meet with you 3 times this semester. So in week 3, you're going to be working on this agreement where you'll have them and yourself sign it. That way it outlines everything that's expected of that relationship through this semester. Also in week 3, we'll be introducing the shadowing project, which is a lot of students' favorite part of this semester class. And you're going to have more articles and a reflection to write in week 3 as well. Now, diving into September 16th, week 4, we're going to start interviewing. So those competitor and customer discovery segments, that's all to do with interviews. So you're going to get a lot of face-to-face interaction with people, potential customers, and future competitors in this whole segment of discovery. So in week 4, it's important we learn how to interview, what to say, what to ask, what questions to ask, that kind of thing. And we'll start with our activity at interviewing to kind of ease us in, give us some practice before we go to the big customers or the competitors with our interviews. Again, another reflection in week 4. Week 5, we'll have our first face-to-face mentor meeting. You will set these all up. Again, I'll clearly define all of the assignment descriptions in future weeks, but just giving you an interview here, so don't have to take notes or memorize anything here. You're also going to be starting your customer discovery segment, which is customer finding and interviews. Week 6, you're going to be continuing that customer discovery, and your pattern analysis on that is due in week 6. That's going to be kind of a mid-length paper. I forget how long I made it, but it'll be in the assignment description, and we'll talk about it week 5 for sure as well. We're also going to be working on a branding segment of this class where you'll be working on branding for yourself and for your company, how that differs, how it integrates, how it helps you improve your business. And then week 7, we'll be working on competitor discovery, so introducing that section. And then that pattern analysis on this will be due at the end of week 8. So you'll have 2 weeks for competitor discovery, 2 weeks for customer discovery, okay? The entrepreneurship and family farms that I mentioned in the course outline or course takeaways, something like that, that'll be discussed in week 7, and you'll come up with a sort of video reflection on what you learned from entrepreneurship, either on your family farm or in agriculture in general, or in the industry that your business idea is in. So that video reflection will be kind of challenging for you probably, but it'll be a good learning and growing experience too. Also in week 7, you'll have your second mentor meeting. As I don't think I mentioned this yet, but each mentor meeting corresponds to a meeting summary, and I will list the kind of requirements of what to include in that as well from week to week when you have mentor meetings. Week 8, continuation of both that competitor discovery and your week 7 video reflection is due that week. Week 9, where we will introduce the final project. So that consists of pitching, a quick pitch of your business idea, and the timeline to start up, and then a customized next step for you. So that's a little vague right now, I know, but I'll get you a lot more details and information on that as we get closer to week 9. And also you'll notice that shadowing project we introduced in week 2 is due in week 9. It's important for me and for you that I give you a lot of time to get a good shadowing project in. It takes, it'll take time to schedule with the right person for the right amount of time. And I know you all are busy, and they all are busy as well. So giving you that space will help you get a really good shadowing project in. Finally, in week 10, you'll have your final mentor meeting, your final project due, and your mentor-mentee reviews due, as well as that instructor in class evaluation. So that's a quick outline of the class schedule. If you look through this and have any questions, please let me know. But let's move on for now. So grading scale, you'll notice it's just pluses and straight letters. I hated the minuses when I was in college, so I'm not going to do that to you either. So just pluses and straight letters. I do have one simple course rule, however. I won't be grading any late assignments this semester under any circumstances. I'm busy, you're busy, let's respect that and get our assignments in on time. I've given you fair warning and ample time to get each of them done well and within the deadline. So with that said, again, no late assignments will be graded. So assignment descriptions. Each of these corresponds to the assignments up here, and it's just a short description. I've kind of already outlined what I wanted to say at this time about that, but the point I want to make on this chart right now is the points associated with each assignment. So that student introduction that's due on Friday, worth 3 points. The article and reflection, article you read and then the reflection you write that's also due on Friday is worth 2 points. Since you have 5 reflections due this semester, they're going to be worth a combined 10 points. All of these points add up to give us a course total of 110. So that'll kind of give you an idea of how you're doing through the course, where you're at, that kind of thing. Finally, we have a couple statements on the end of our syllabus, one to do with ADA and one with mental health that we added this semester. And then finally, the technical requirements. The main ones are email, internet, Word, and Zoom. So I think that's all I wanted to mention on the syllabus. Again, please read it carefully and let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Yeah, that'd be great. So let's dive into week 1. I'll give you a quick overview of what you need to do this week. I've kind of already described it, but we'll go through it one more time just to make sure you know. So again, both the course introduction lecture and the mindset part 1 lecture are under week 1. So you need to make sure you watch both of those. There will be a course assignment, I think it's part of your reflection in week 2 that has to deal with both entrepreneurial mindset lectures. So make sure you watch this one this week, the second one in week 2. Next, we have our student introduction. I'm just going to get all these loading real quick. So our student introduction right here is due on Friday. And I've written a quick, oops, wrong one. Where'd it go? Sorry, maybe I should just click on it. I've lost it in my tabs. Okay, so the introduction, I want it to be in a creative format, as creative as you can muster, if I may. Okay, so that could be a video, a storyboard you put together, a voiceover PowerPoint, or if, worst comes to worst, a paragraph or 2 with some pictures. That is my least favorite choice, so try to stretch yourself a little farther than that. Be creative with this. It helps me give you more individualized feedback if I know kind of more about you, where you're coming from, your creative side, that kind of thing. So make sure you include everything in this list here in your introduction. It's worth 3 points and it's due on Friday. Our next assignment is the idea statement. You may remember from that syllabus it's not due till next Friday, week 2's Friday, but I wanted to write the assignment up early for you so that way you can be working on it ahead and thinking about it, because this is a really important assignment. It kind of shapes your whole semester. So it helps you, this assignment or project will help you formulate the business idea you have for this class. There'll be more content, like course lecture, I guess, coming up in week 2 that helps you develop your business idea, but this is just a good outline of what I'm looking for here. So it's going to be a double-spaced paper, and it's going to explain your idea clearly with lots of details, the more the better. Listing your interests and passions as it relates to the idea. So basically keeping in mind those questions, why you, why now? Then finally, a clear description of the problem and the solution as a need in the marketplace, okay? Describe that need. This is worth 3 points and is due September 6th, next Friday. Next up in week 1, we have our articles that I mentioned. We have 3 this week, and each one should be a link to an external article where you can read about it. Each of these topics, they're all required. And then go ahead and click on that week 1 reflection assignment. and ignore this. It does count toward the final grade, and I need to change that. But you're going to read the articles in week 1 and then write a 2 to 3 page double-spaced reflection paper on these specific questions from each article. I always suggest reading the question before reading the article and then writing that question's answer before you move on to the next one, so that way it's fresh in your head. Or just read the questions before you read the articles, let it simmer, and then write the reflection. So it's worth 2 points, and it's due on Friday. Now, a little bit about the course logistics. You'll find your syllabus under here. Your modules are divided up into each week. So week 1 tab, I'll open them as I get them updated and as the week comes along. So all that should be showing right now for you is week 1, so that way you're not overwhelmed by everything else. So you can find, you can always get a hold of me via Canvas email too, but I wouldn't suggest that being your first mode of communication with me, because I don't get the notifications all the time from Canvas when someone sends me a message. And I don't check my Canvas multiple times a day. I might check it once or twice. So I would suggest the Gmail, email, or just texting or calling me would be the best. So with that, I think that's all I wanted to put in this introduction video. I'm really looking forward to getting to know each of you a little better this semester, and just watching your ideas grow and your entrepreneurial mindset grow. And I hope this is a good semester full of lots of learning and development for you as well. Please reach out to me with any questions or concerns or anything at all. And thank you so much for just giving this class an open mind. That's important, and also putting a lot of hard work into it. Since it's only 10 weeks and it's very condensed, I'm expecting, quite a bit of work and effort from you, but I'm sure you'll all be very, very generous with that. So with that, I'll sign up for now. Thank you.